welcome back to Online Darts. We are here, New York, the city that doesn't sleep, Madison Square Garden, and we stumbled into Mr. Alex Spellman.
Yeah.
Alex, you good, mate?
What was that?
You good?
Yes. Sorry, it's the accent sometimes.
Look, here we are, back at MSG. Excited for this year?
Yeah, always excited for it. Obviously, I'm always a little bit anxious and stuff because you just never really know how it's going to go. Historically, we do know how it's going to go, but I don't care. I'm here. I'd rather be here than not be here.
Did it hurt missing this last year? Is it nice to come back?
Yes and no. For me personally, sometimes it's nice to have a break. I wasn't playing my best at the time, so you don't want to feel like you're wasting a spot. You like to see new play. Like I love seeing that Freddie and Braden are here. I'm more excited to see how they play than for myself. So just getting to take a break, got to spend it with my wife. Wasn't the end of the world, but I'm glad I'm back.
Look, you touched on the talent here and the debutants. With the fact that we're talking about players that aren't here as well, is that a massive compliment to the system and the pool now here in America, that we're talking about the players that aren't here as well as ones that are? Yeah,
because, obviously people are many people will be familiar with the CDC players, but then there's so many more that don't play the CDC. You still have, Chris Lim is always the one that just comes to mind, that he lives in California, so it's not always viable for him to make these trips and stuff. So we're so much better than people give us credit for. There's a lot of the stuff that people see. Like if they've only ever seen me play one time, and it was maybe at one of the Grand Slam matches, they're going to be like, the hell is he doing here?
Yeah.
But then I have other matches, whether they're publicized or not, that if people saw that, they'd understand. Every time you look at the history of what we've done here, people compare, and I know I've mentioned this on your show before, people compare us to the Premier League of darts and say, you guys are terrible, you can't compete. And I'm like, well, okay, you're sending your best. So, oh my God, big shocker that we might be losing. But we're not, always. Michael Smith, if I'm not mistaken, never won a match in this building. I think he lost the first 2 years that we had, maybe unless he won maybe the year before I came here, like the very first year. But I know he lost the 2 years first round.
I think he won the first year.
Maybe it was the first one.
Off the top, I think.
Well, he's lost more than he's won here. We'll just say that.
I agree,
Cross last year, Bunting last year, and it wasn't like Bunting was, it was playing terrible. He was, if I'm not mistaken, the World Series were like his events.
Yeah, I think he won two World Series events last year.
Jeff Smith made the final. We've done just fine. And that's against the best. So now imagine we take just the 8 guys we had, add in the bulk of other CDC players and non-CDC players, and put us against the bottom half of that 128 players, and we do just fine.
Also, like, for the first time, we've got you and Adam here on a media day, that the fact that you're getting invited to these things now as well, does that show how far you've come as well? Because they trust you to come and do these as well.
Absolutely. They're seeing, the potential value that we have, not just over, because we need a little bit more exposure over there. Like I said, if they're only seeing me play when I'm terrible, well, then they're going to have that opinion of me, and completely warranted. However, we don't get these opportunities very much. We get one opportunity, so even if we're great players, Savada hasn't necessarily had the most success on stage either, but he's clearly probably our best player right now. But the more opportunities he gets with this, the more comfortable he's going to. Even if it's just you get so used to losing that you get comfortable and then you start winning. But no, they hopefully that means they're seeing the value in what we have to say and what we can provide to the dart world, not just over in Europe but here in the U.S. I'm very grateful to be here.
The doubleheader, obviously, the glamour of the U.S. Darts Masters, but for you guys, more importantly, the North American Darts Championship, because that offers so much for you guys, and it's one of your majors over here in the States. Probably more pressure on that one when maybe after you've done this before. When you haven't done this before, we play each other all the time, so we know we can win. In a weird way, knowing you can win puts more pressure on it. But if you haven't been here before, you want to prove that I can compete against some of the best players in the world. Okay, I didn't play great against Humphreys the first year, lost 6-2, but I lost 6-5 to Peter Wright. I'm not going to cry too much about that. But now that I've been here, done that, I feel like I've proven to myself that I can compete with those guys. And when I say compete, I don't want to offend anybody. I don't mean win necessarily, but be competitive, have opportunities to win. Now you start shifting your focus on
those matches, because not only are you winning the North American title, you got good money that comes with it, but you also have a Grand Slam spot. You also have a World Championship spot. And unlike in the past, I think Jim Long might be the only player.
Jim Long's the only one that
can't get those.
Yeah.
And in the past, I think Stowe's gotten his spot through, Matt Campbell winning.
Correct.
I think I got the Grand Slam spot because of Matt Campbell winning.
Yeah.
So it just adds pressure knowing that, okay, if I want those opportunities, I got to actually win it this time. Not to say that Jim can't win it, but
no, I get it.
It's just there's only one of him.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see.
Look, the smile on your face, you seem in a really good place right now. How is the game overall, and do you feel that we're getting to see the best version of Alex Spellman?
So the reason I have a smile on my face is because this is the side of stuff that I enjoy about darts. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy the playing, but not as much as just interacting with some of the people, showing them the game, things like that. My game at home, when I'm playing well, I'm statistically, according to Dart Connect at home practice, I'm playing better than I've ever played. It's very inconsistent right now. I'm kind of coming out of that 2-year thing. We've talked about it on your show, the medication stuff. Even the stuff that was legal in the sport, I stopped taking it in January to prepare for this weekend, because as dumb as it sounds, I didn't want to feel good most of the time. I almost wanted to feel not so great most of the time, so that I'm better prepared. So it's not been a great stretch, but this keeps me nice and distracted, and I enjoy this, and I'm going to keep doing this all day today and most of tomorrow, so that I can just focus on having a good time here, and I'm not like building it up. You know what I mean? So yeah.
What would it mean if you could add that North American Darts Championship to the cross border, the Continental Cup? It's the one that completes the triangle.
It would mean a lot, but for me, and I've kind of maintained this, the winning and losing doesn't matter to me as much as playing well. If I play well, I typically win.
Yeah.
So all I care about is playing well. Because let's say I win the North American Championship, and I know averages don't matter, but let's say I toss a 64 average and I win the North, I don't feel good about that, because I know that people aren't going to feel like I earned that. It's not going to look good for North American Darts that he just won a big event. I just want to play well, and if the wins come with it, then amazing. But if they don't, I just want to play well.
Has that burning desire in you changed at all to
yes.
hop over and cross the pond at some point
sorry.
and come and give it a go and so on?
I answered that a little bit prematurely, because I thought, has that burning. So what I didn't know about some of the medications I was taking, I didn't realize how much it was kind of around. I kept telling people that like that anger and that fire when you play terrible, it just wasn't. If I had a bad day, I'd be annoyed, and then I'd just be like, it's fine. I'll do better next time, or I'll do better next week. But ever since I stopped taking those, I just want to punch the Unfortunately, I'm usually the closest person to me when I lose. But I got a little bit of that fire, and I think that's contributed to why my game's actually had a little bit of an uptick. Now, like I said, my highs are really high right now. My lows are really low. But I don't know what to expect. All I know is that if I have a high, it's going to be a good weekend.
Alex, it's a pleasure catching up with you, as always, here at Madison Square Garden, and I hope you can get your hands on that missing part of the triangle.
Yep, thank you.